We're here today to honor someone that in this proclamation is described as honoring excellence and brilliance, Miss
Diane Daniels.
Sound like that was rehearsed.
Yes, sir. We got it. You know, when Councilman Kahari Mosley suggested that Diane Daniels be his nominee for this award today, which is called the Distinguished Neighbor Servant Leader Award, you know, it put chills on me, Diane, you know, when he mentioned your name, because when I think about what you've done, not only for East Hills, what you've done for the city, even for the state and the country in your career. Didn't know all the stuff you did till I started reading about you. And so this made that much more special. Didn't know back in 1992 and 93 when we walked into each other's lives. I was working at Bloomfield Garfield Corporation with the first generation college students. And Diane came in and brought her D&D associates and threw down for the students. That's why we're honoring
Diane Daniels.
That's why we're honoring
Diane Daniels.
Y'all doing a great job.
Just a few words, then I'm going to bring our mayor up. I want to say about you, Diane, because it reminds me of a time when I had opportunity to talk to some young folks who were very remarkable in what they did. Very skilled as young folks. They were 13, 18 years old, but very, very talented. And these are the words that remind me of them as they remind me of you today. And I'm going to read a few of them, and then I'm going to get on off the dime here. You are remarkable, extraordinary, you're outstanding and exceptional. Would you all agree?
Yes.
Incredible, astonishing, and unbelievable.
Yes.
You are amazing, sensational, and spectacular in all your ways, sis. Fantastic, unforgettable, unique, and impressive in your ways, awesome, and phenomenal.
All right.
Marvelous and out of this world, Miss Diane Daniels. We're honoring
Diane Daniels.
It's my pleasure at this time to bring to you our Honorable Mayor, Ed Gainey.
Diane Daniels, huh? No, it's an honor to be able to honor you today. Before I go into anything else, I want Kahari to, Councilman Mosley to come up. You know, sometimes it slips, right? Because, because, you know, Kahari hasn't even been here for a whole year, not even really a half a year. But he felt the need to want to recognize and honor you as the first person in his 9th Councilmatic District that he thought deserved to be honored today. Yeah, that's deep. And so in this short period of time, he selected you. And I think that speaks volumes on a whole lot of different levels. So before I even start to talk about what this is about and why we do it, I want Kahari in front of your friends and family to tell you why he chose you. Kahari Mosley. Councilman Kahari Mosley.
Good afternoon, everyone. And can we give another round of applause to our great mayor, Ed Gainey? You know, it's definitely, you know, an honor to be here, and you know, this is very much, you know, feels like, you know, a family reunion. You know, what's so interesting, you know, about, you know, this moment here when I walked into the room, you know, I see so many people that I've known, you know, throughout my own personal journey, and it, you know, it really, you know, makes me feel like I'm, you know, walking down the right path because, you know, any type of folks that, you know, Miss Diane is around, you know that they're good people. And, you know, there's so many folks in this room, you know, are really, really good people. So I know that, you know, I'm walking in the right footsteps, you know, by being so close with Miss Diane Daniels. You know, I got, you know, folks I've coached baseball with, and, you know, folks I've just met, you know, this year, and folks I met on the campaign trail, and folks I've known, you know, for 20 or 30 years in this room that I didn't know knew you that well. You know, so I think that again speaks volumes for the type of impact that you have. So can we give Diane a round of applause? You know, when Brother Mel, you know, reached out to me, you know, and said every month the mayor honors someone, you know, in a different council district, and in the month of May, District 9 would come up. And the first person I thought of, was Diane Daniels. It was like, it came into my head immediately. I walked into my office, went up to Grace. I was like, let's honor, Miss Diane Daniels, and give her flowers, for the work that she does. Because, I really, see you as a mentor. I think our styles are kind of similar. We can kind of be understated. We don't jump on the tables and beat our chests, but, we kind of let, our work speak for itself. And since I've known you when I was much younger, when I didn't have any gray hair, and, and you were, writing for the Courier and doing your consulting and stuff, you've always been supportive of me, and pushing me along, in my journey. And I didn't know in those days, that we would be standing here, with Mayor Ed Gainey, and me being a member of council. If you would have, told me that when we met, 15, 20 years ago, I wouldn't have believed it. But I think, it's a testament to letting the work speak, and letting your actions speak for themselves, and not necessarily always having to be, your own spokesperson. A lot of times, in many ways, your actions are your best spokesperson. I think you're the living embodiment of that. So, this is, I know you were honored, and we spoke, the other day, and I appreciate you, sharing, how excited you were about this day. That made me feel good. But I'm excited too. I feel like, I feel honored to be able to give you your flowers, here today. And I'm glad that we have such, a diverse group of folks from all walks of life, from Mr. Cooper, the son of the Jackie Robinson of the NBA, Chuck Cooper. I mean, come on now. I mean, this is, an amazingly assembling of people that we have here today. We got Councilwoman Emeritus Tawanda Carlisle, who's also another mentor of mine. She's known me since I was 22 years old and walked onto this floor as a staffer for then Councilman Udine. So, this is, in many ways, not only a testament, to your legacy, but to the really, the legacy of the community and folks who care about the community. So again, it's my absolute honor to honor you and give you your flowers. I don't think there's anyone more deserving. And there's a lot of deserving people in District 9, don't get me wrong. But I can't think of anybody more deserving than you today. So congratulations. This is truly my honor. Let's give Ms. Diane Daniels another round of applause while I take the privilege to bring back up my good friend, my big brother, I call him, Mayor Ed Gainey.
Let's give it up for Councilman Mosley. Give it up for him. We have one more before we get started. And Senator Jay Costa sent Tawanda Carlisle to be able to wish you well. So, Councilwoman, come on up.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Oh, I know we can do better than that. It's a joyous afternoon. We're alive, we're healthy, and we're downtown honoring Diane Daniels. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right. Diane, I've known you for a number of years. And when I transitioned from Latasha D. May's office to Senator Costa's office, and when I got the invitation from you to join you today, Senator Costa said, "Is that the same Diane that took us for the tour of the East Hills?" I said, "This same Diane." He said, "Is that the same Diane that is always available in the community to answer questions and to be available to make changes in our community?" Same Diane. He said, "I can't be there today, Tawanda, but I want you to go down there and let the people know that I have the utmost respect for Ms. Diane Daniels and how she moves and grooves in the city of Pittsburgh." Diane Daniels has been a fighter when people weren't even trying to hear her. Diane Daniels makes a way out of no way in a community that desperately needs change and some love and affection. She is telling us what's going on in the community on a regular basis, whether she's writing it in a brief or whether she is knocking on your door or showing up at our office or calling you on a telephone. She keeps me informed, she keeps us informed, and she keeps trying to make change in a community that makes the city of Pittsburgh whole. Thank you, Diane, for all the works that you do and continue to be who you are. Humble, a worker of the Lord, and available. Thank God for you today.
All right. So I was mistaken. We do have another elected official in the room that I didn't see, and I want to make sure I'm appropriate with everything that I do. District Magistrate Kevin Cooper, want to come up and say some words?
Good afternoon, everyone.
You looking good, ain't you, y'all?
Thank you. I mean, what can I say about Diane Daniels that everyone else has not said, except when I moved to East Hills in '92, she lived literally 3 doors up from me. I always saw her as a leader in the community. You always seen her out and about. She's always available. She's always willing to go the extra mile. And then with the East Hills Census Group, I became a part of that when I became magistrate, and she wanted to make sure that I stayed involved, and she'll call me, hey, I got an idea. She always has great ideas. She wants to make sure that everyone knows how large East Hills is. Sometimes you think of East Hills, you just think of the top part, but she is very clear that it goes all the way down to the lower part. That's why we have meetings at Second Chance. Thank you, Elder Brothrop, for letting us have meetings at Imani and Petra. Those things are wonderful things. And Miss Diane, she goes above and beyond. We were going down and we were seeing all these potholes in East Hills. She said, let's get Senator Costa, let's take this trip, let him see for himself. And she does that all the time. So I just want to thank you for always being available. I thank you for always being transparent and authentic. We really appreciate you as a leader. East Hills could not ask for a better leader. Thank you.
Well, as we said in the beginning of this, we're honoring
Diane Daniels.
Well, at this time, going to have, I don't see Audrey in here, Diego, or maybe you can explain how folks will be able to access this information. He's from our communications department. Give him a hand. Come on, Diego. Come on down. Come on, everybody. Now give him a hand.
Everybody, so the video is going to be on the YouTube channel, on the city channel. Everything that we've kind of been able to get up, all the information is going to be up there. Any questions? All right, thanks, guys.
So, Diane Daniels. Before I even go into anything, we always talk about people in different situations, but I believe in giving people the roses while they're alive. And the reality is that love is universal and it impacts people differently. And a lot of times you don't know how you've impacted somebody until they tell you. Because you could have 5 people here say they love you, but they don't love you for the same reason. They love you for different reasons based on how you touch their life. And a lot of times you don't even know what you've done to touch somebody's life. You really don't. Because we don't always express it. We just express it with the word love, but not in how we love you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this audience of yours an opportunity to come up here and tell you how you've impacted their life. Because you need to hear what you've done for them. Who's going first? And y'all, oh, I like this. Like she headed first and second. Come on, I got y'all. I forgot we no problem. Yeah, let's try to keep it to 3 minutes, y'all. I know, all right.
Good afternoon. My name is Cherie Daniels, and I am the little sister of this lovely woman. And Diane, you have impacted me as a young woman. All of my life, you have just been an impact in my life. Whatever my endeavors are, whatever I try to do, and I call you and I say, Diane, what do you think about this? Well, Cherie, if that's what you want to do, you do it, and I'm going to be here to help you. And I am just grateful to you. I love you, and thanks for being my sister.
What do they say in church? I won't be before you long.
Means about an hour now.
Right? Buckle your seatbelts. I'm going to try to get through this without crying. But to me, Diane Daniels, or DID as I call her, and Mr. James, they became our family. I always repped Homewood because I am from Homewood, Mount Vernon. And she told me a few years ago, she said, you rep Homewood, but you live in East Hills. I said, excuse me? So that's when she took me on my first tour to see how large the East Hills community is. To sum you up into 2 words, I would say that you are effective and you are an advocate. I cannot think of a family function that she has not been at. I cannot think of a time that she didn't show up for me in the tribe, a funeral, most recently, a birthday party, a heartfelt card, a love gift, and a Holy Ghost handshake. That means when you put something in the palm of somebody's hand. To have somebody like you in my life as a young black woman, especially during this time, is priceless. I could not put it up against anything. I would not trade you for the world. I thank God for you. I am so happy and blessed to know you. She was my first publicist, so she stopped me a lot of times when I would go on Facebook, and before I would type, she would say, don't you do that. So she has been my saving grace in more than one situation, and you know what situation I'm talking about. I love you, I thank God for you, and I cannot think of anyone better to be the first recipient in District 9 to receive this honor. We love you, DID. Congratulations.
Like this, I ain't even got to get up.
My name is Charlene Wilson, and I met Diane many years ago. I had called the city one day. I was having some issues on my street. I lived in East Hills on Vidette Street. So I was having some issues. So I called down here to the city, and they told me to contact Ms. Daniels, Diane Daniels, which I had no idea who she was at that time. So we're standing in Giant Eagles in East Hills, okay? And she was standing behind me, and we got to talking. And then we exchanged names. I said, oh, you're the person that I was supposed to talk to. And so from that point on, Diane and I have been together. I work with her. I will always work with her. She's a beautiful person, full of love, full of caring, and she's going to make changes in the East Hills District.
Miss Diane Daniels. That's what I call her. My name is Karen Denton. I'm the owner of KSC Commercial Cleaning Services. And I want to share my recent testimony about Miss Daniels. And I trust her. She's my spiritual sister. She called me one day. She said, Karen, guess what I had a dream about? I said, what you have a dream about? She said, I had a dream you purchased your building. It wasn't even up for sale. And no, I wasn't thinking about buying no building. But because I trust her, see, because God knew not to give me that dream, I probably wouldn't have never even repeated it. He gave it to her, I followed it, I did the footwork. Financially, I wasn't in no position to get no building. But because I followed her dream, I went to DC for a conference, and while I was there, I found out I got approved for the building. I now own a 3-story, 10,000 square foot commercial building. Following her dream, I believe God gives her the vision, and if you follow it, it comes to fruition. So I just want to thank you for sharing your dream with me, your vision, because now I got a building I don't know what to do with, but I got a building, and I thank you for sharing that with me. And congratulations on this. You are so deserving of this. I watched you we've been friends for over 30 years. I watched her do many things and not get recognized. So I'm so happy for you. Congratulations.
What a pleasure, Dee. Diane, first they mad at me because it's a commissioners meeting upstairs, but I left the commissioners meeting to come down to celebrate this occasion. So, but I'll be very brief, because one thing about a preacher or elder, you can't tell it all. It's what your grandmother would tell you. But I tell you one thing, Diane is the only person that can make me open the church up, whether it's under construction, whether it's a rainstorm. She said, I only need a room. You know what I mean? So she's so dedicated. She would treat, if she has a meeting and there's 2 people there, it could be 2 people or the room feels she is the same Diane. So Diane, I really honored to be here with you today, and I congratulate you because you know what the thing that's very heartfelt in terms of our relationship? I remember years ago, you and Ms. Wells are very special ladies in my life. You know what I mean? Because you guys, you didn't need what most people needed. You know what I mean? You were true to the community. And you know how I know that? Because you worked so long and didn't get 1 dime. Not 1 dime. So that's motivation of your heart. So whenever you need me or whenever you need the church, it's open to you because you're a woman of your word, and I love you, and I'm proud to work with you for 20 years or more. Okay.
We go back to the pyramid.
Oh, what is that? Okay. Congratulations.
3 more. I know this can get long. Who's going first?
Good afternoon. Hi, my name is Tina Cassidy, and all I want to say is, one thing he didn't say was you're a queen.
All right.
And I respect, honored that you even gave me an invite. To be in the presence of all you important people shows me as a young woman, older, how far we have came from here to here. And it's for everybody that fought for this space to be here. You are deserving. It is respected by the people that love you and that you go way above and beyond. And no money. Thank you. It inspires me to be better in everything I do in my life. I appreciate you. And that's all I have to say.
Wow. Oh, somebody got a pace. First of all, my name is Anthony Hobson. I have, somebody's is going off. I don't think it's mine. Oh, it is mine. Sorry about that.
You need to say Diane Daniels, and then we'll be okay.
This is the president. He wanted to say something. Wow. I started an organization for our community called Community Ambassador, Inc., to help our children to learn how to love each other, how to have confidence in themselves, and believe in themselves. I heard it mentioned that Miss Anita and Miss Diane, you are 2 of the most important women in my life. I wanted to just, my mother, you, and you. Because of you all, the way you all fight, I'm a fighter. I don't believe in giving up. No matter what goes on in my life, we all make mistakes. But I don't allow people's, what they think, how they look at me, stop me from accomplishing what God wants me to accomplish. Because you're always going to have haters. Jesus did. But because of you all in my corner, it makes me fight even harder. Because I know what it is, that man back there, Chuck Cooper, to get smacked up inside my head when I was young when I did something wrong. See, we had that when we was coming up. Our community was allowed to whoop your behind to make sure you stayed in line. And I truly thank you all for being in my corner. I remember the first time I met you. You are now on my board. I changed my board all the way around because of you. Because of you. I said, wait a minute now, and I just had to start it all over because my accountant let my be revoked. And I'm sitting at the table and I'm calling all these people and I'm like, I'm missing somebody. And I'm going over and over. I said, I'm missing something. I said, I'm missing Miss Diane Daniels. You are the only female on my board. The only one. And I thank you for being in my life. You and Miss Anita. From the bottom of my heart, I'm going to change not just these hills, but our children. Change the way they're living, the way they're killing each other. That's what God wants me to do, and I thank you all for being in my corner. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nick Marlon Daniels, and Diane Daniels is my sister. She is great. We are sitting in front of greatness. As a child, she would always say, God bless a child who has their own. She has her own, and she pushes us to have our own. We are just sitting in front of greatness. I'm so proud of my sister, and I know my sister is proud of me, because as she sits here before you, she pushes us to sit there in that same seat. So thank you, Mayor Gainey. Thank you, Councilman, for honoring my sister. And I'm so glad that I get to share the greatness of Diane I. Daniels. Thank you.
I mean, everything that can be said has been said. And it's an honor for me to be able to stand here and honor you today as the mayor. You know, I've honored you a lot, but not in the capacity like this. And the one thing I'm gonna add to what everybody has said, it's just the way you love people. That's what it really comes down to, Dad, is that the way you love people. You know, and you've always had a heart for people. You know, you've always had a heart to wanting to see the underdog become the achiever. And I think that's just the characteristics of someone that says, listen, it doesn't matter where you come from and only where you arrive to. And I think you define that. And so now, whereas it is with immense pride and deep admiration that we acknowledge Diane Daniels as a distinguished neighbor servant leader. Her exceptional contributions to District 9, particularly the East Hills community and the city of Pittsburgh, has left a mark that will be hard to be matched in our community. Diane Daniels is a successful entrepreneur and community advocate dedicated to helping others. She is the founder and CEO of DID and Associates, a public relations firm that specializes in helping small businesses and nonprofit organizations receive media attention and reach their targeted audience. And whereas Diane's relentless commitment and dedication to her community is based on being community connected to the co-founders and existing directors of the East Hills Consensus Group, all that she's done when she was public safety director for Zone 5, and everything that she's done to build a better relationship just by not neighbor to neighbor, community to community, or police to police, but also what she's done to make sure that our city understands what a great queen looks like. So now it is with distinct honor from a Wilberforce University graduate, you know what I mean, that we recognize. Come on, can we get it? Mel, where you at? Where you at, Mel?
I really don't know what to say. I thank everybody for being here. I appreciate everybody. Wow, it's like, whew. I knew I would be speechless, but I do want to say I thank everybody for coming. So I did have to make some notes so that I would not forget, because it's a little overwhelming, because I'm just a regular person, just like everybody else in this room. But this is the day that the Lord has made, and let us rejoice in it. Good afternoon. Boy, what a day, and look at God. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Gainey. Thank you, Councilman Mosley, for recognizing me, and thank you all for being here. This is truly an honor. We live in a great city, a city where we have strong relationships. Most times we call our leaders by their first name and hug one another like family. We live in communities where we can call on one another for advice and assist and eat well. I've been blessed to be in many high-level situations during my life's journey. I've met 3 U.S. presidents and shared spaces with entertainers and athletes, and have received many honors, but today tops them all. As I look around the room, there are people that represents mostly every component of my life. Family, friends, my university, my church, Manchester, and the one person I had asked to come, I knew he wouldn't come, but when I think about the councilman, you brought it to my attention. I worked in Manchester in 1979. I started out my career, I graduated from Wilberforce University. I accomplished the goal. I told my mom when I graduated that I was going to return and become the first African American to write for the McKeesport Daily News. And I did that. And then there was there were several people. They called me one day and they stole me from the Daily News, which was a great thing. Because when I'm just coming from an HBCU militant and everything, you know, in the 70s and having to deal with an area like that. But Manchester stole me. And when I think about Manchester, you represent Manchester really. And you pointed out to me one time, because I used to always go around, all I had to do was take pictures and write about it. And I used to go talk to your father all the time. And you pointed out to me that the little kid in the diapers that probably was running around was you. So you represent Manchester. We're the community development. That's where everything started for me in Manchester in 1975. And I love that because that's who I am now. Everything that I'm doing now, I learned back then. God is good. He was preparing me then. So when I think about it, the new Pittsburgh Courier, Rico, he represents that. The East Hills Consensus Group, the board members, the members, the residents. There's quite a few residents in here. That's important to me. And Pam, when I look at you, I feel sorry for you sometimes. I used to, because when Pam was getting things started and doing things, I used to fuss all the time. Pam so-and-so, Pam so-and-so. And look at you now, and look at East Hills. The Eastern Collaborative, Donna, we're going to do some powerful things through that collaborative. And as I look around the room, that's why I'm so happy that the people that are here, because I didn't really ask people to come. I just mentioned to people in passing that I was getting this award. I just mentioned it, and you, Reverend Moore from the internet, and this young man right here, I can't even remember his name. I just happened to be in the park one day, just fooling around, because we're getting ready to have an artist that did some work in the Highland Park. We commissioned her. She has a statue. And I just happened to be in the park, and him and some brothers walked past. And I just started talking to him, and I told him I was going to be here. He gave me his card, and I mentioned about people that he should know. I had said, we're in the council district with a black man. I said, our mayor is black. And you should come. He Facebooked me. We talked. I didn't even know he was coming today. I don't even remember his name. That's special. That says a lot. So here's our mayor, and here's our councilman. I am so happy that you came. So, and then we have small business. I just went down. I've known Briggs for a long time for a lot of things we do. I just mentioned to him, here we came down in the van. Those are great things. So I'm very grateful to that. Now, even though my name is on this, I'm just a conduit. Everything that I do, it's us. It's not just me, it's us. When I look at Donna, $6 million project, I mean, if we could get that, wow, wouldn't we be powerful? So it's not us, it's not me that's doing all this. It's really, I'm just a conduit because I'm just following God's rules. When I wake up in the morning, I just go where he tells me to go. So this is for East Hills and the East communities because everyone is putting in the work. We are all fighting to maintain, strengthen, and better our communities and striving to work as a team. Everyone here represents East Hills. Everyone here representing East Hills, this is a good day. A good day for us because we are being recognized in a positive way. We're receiving positive publicity. It's a day that lets us know that someone is paying attention. Now we have to work even harder to continue the momentum. Good things are happening, and I am excited about our future. But we must continue to work hard, to work together, and to make things happen. As long as God continues to give me the strength, wisdom, and direction, I hope you continue to trust me as the executive director of the Consensus Group. Together we can make a change. Councilman Mosley, thank you once again for suggesting me for the Neighborhood Servant Award, the first one. That's great, I appreciate that. To represent District 9, that's great, because even though I'm representing District 9, Valerie, Donna, it's us, because we're going to do some powerful stuff. I enjoy working with the staff, and PCRG, don't think I forgot you. I thank you for coming, although everybody that came out, I love you and I appreciate you. Reverend Moore, wow, you just don't know what you have done for me. The way we've traveled, you took me places. There's only one other place I really want to go, and that's to the Essence Festival. I'd love to get to the Essence Festival. So we're going to work on that. And Brother Mel, thank you for your kind words and encouragement throughout my career. Mayor Gainey, I'm sure your staff gets tired of me, because I called them. Somebody told me that they said I was relentless. But you know what? I take that with a badge of honor, because I want to be relentless for our community. I want to be relentless for the East Side. And I appreciate all the work that they do. And thank you, everybody, for coming. But Mayor Gainey, I thank you for your leadership, and I thank you for inviting all of us here today. And I have one thing to say. Now let's go get it.